John Klingberg placed on long-term IR.
Saw that coming, didn't we?
Everyone saw that coming, right? Like, everyone knew he's banged up. It's just a matter of time. I think most people, the spidey senses are going off. Does this mean he's done for the year? Seems like it could be very likely. Like, he might need surgery and they might shut him down for the year, or it's a Robidas Island situation. But does it possibly coincide with a trade?
What does that mean?
Are they going to pull the trigger on a deal?
What does the Robidas Island mean? Does it mean they just said you're hurt and you're not playing? Or I don't understand when.
Well, they have a
say
history. Like, listen, it's not that guys haven't had injury history or something, surgery or rehab. But with Matt Murray at the end of the year, everyone concluded he will never play for the Leafs again. Like, it will not be an issue, right? That cap hit will not be a problem. And he had surgery. He's not going to play again. It won't be a problem. John Klingberg really was struggling. If he was playing great, I think they'd be holding their breath that he could return. I don't think that's the case here because of the way he had been playing earlier in the season. But Joffrey Lupul, remember, he showed up day one of camp. Nazem Kadri's like, this guy's in the best shape of anyone on earth.
He's flying out there.
Flying out there. The next day, he'll never play again.
No, but remember, Kadri had to walk his comments back.
Yeah.
We were talking about it on the show. Kadri, I think he overstepped his boundaries because he probably went for dinner with him and was like, yeah, this guy looks amazing. And then the next day, they failed physical, go away, we'll pay you $5.8 million, whatever it was, whatever he had left on his deal. That's the thing of the beauty of being a wealthy organization and using the CBA to your advantage. If and I'm not challenging the injury.
He's hurt. He is hurt.
But he is. But it's, Robidas Island. I swear to God, am I wrong? Did we not help create that?
We created that personally.
100%
we did.
I've heard it throughout the league.
Yeah.
Like I'll be in Arizona talking to somebody like, yeah, they might have to Robidas Island that guy. And I'm like, that is, I swear to God, that's our term from our show.
100%. And what was wild about Stefan Robidas is, remember, he just kind of went to Quebec and disappeared.
He was coaching his son.
Yeah, then all of a sudden he was coaching. Like, it was like no one could find this guy. CTV News was trying to track him down. It was like, you can't find him.
He was in witness protection. He was in witness protection.
Yes.
Lou put him in witness protection.
He was gone, and he was getting paid, and it wasn't going to count against the cap, and everything was all good. And then all of a sudden, a press release like a year and a half later, he was on the staff. They're like, yeah, Robidas is a scout now. He works here. It was wild, and I kind of sense that will happen with Klingberg. But at a minimum, he goes on long-term IR. He wasn't going to play anytime soon anyway. And, listen, he hadn't been playing well, but the hope was this guy could find his Dallas form and help this team. And in the end, that's not the case. So
one of you explain this, because everybody that's driving around in their car or listening, they want to know, what does this mean financially as far as getting a defenseman?
Well, this $4.1 million is now available
to
until he returns. But if he doesn't return, then ostensibly that will be available, I believe, for the rest of the year, right? So it clears up space. Like, they have 23 guys in Chicago. They can actually bring a full roster for the first time all year because they have some room here. They've called up Alex Steves, who's been playing really well with the Marlies. He's a forward. I think Timmins will likely make his debut tomorrow. But it opens up some flexibility.
Right.
And ultimately, that's what Leaf fans, I think, are hoping for. And I'm sure management is looking for as well if they're going to pull the trigger on a deal. And, when that happens is anybody's guess, but I think we all expect that it will happen at some point. Like, the Maple Leafs are going to acquire at least one defenseman, if not multiple D-men between now and the trade deadline. Now, the deadline is March 8th, right? It's not like they're in a hurry to do this. I think they can survive with this defense core. What are they, 10-5-2? They're in a good spot.
Right.
But at some point, if that money is freed up, all of a sudden, maybe you don't need the other team to eat as much money as you would have needed to in the past, which costs you even more to acquire that guy.
Right.
So that could be what's in store sooner than later. We'll see.